Zoe Kravitz, I need you back in that director seat because Blink Twice is by far my favorite film of 2024. So let's go ahead and do a disturbing movie recap on Blink Twice. And as always, spoilers ahead. So Blink Twice is about our girl named Frida, and Frida doesn't have it all figured out, and financially she could be doing better, but Frida lives with her best friend Jess, and these two have fun and they do things for the plot. Now Frida and Jess work as waitresses, and they get booked to work a Slater King event, and this is huge because that man is worth millions. The man's rich, it's disgusting, but he's been in the news lately because he had to take a step down from his company because he was wilding out, drugs and debauchery. But Slater King's a changed man now, and he apologizes for his past behaviors. He goes, "Forgetting is a gift. I gone to therapy, I've done the work, I'm changed now, and I'm sorry." Frida and Jess started out working the event, but Frida came prepared. She spent her last little dollars on some dresses, and later on we see them change, and now they're attendees at the party. They're looking all cute, then boom, Frida falls real bad too. And the fall so bad that Mr. Slater King himself walks over to help her up. And from there, baby, there is sparks of flying. Chemistry is there. Slater's introducing Frida to all of his friends. The whole night they're coupled up. He can't take his eyes off of her. He's complimenting her nails. He's asking questions about the scar on her face. And she's loving this. She's eating this attention up. But the night is coming to an end and it's time for everybody to go home. Now, Mr. King has his own private island and we meet Stacy, his assistant, and she comes around going, "Hey Slater, your jet's ready to take you back home to your island. Say your goodbyes." And at first Slater says goodbye to Frida, but then he comes back and goes, "Listen, I know this is crazy, but do you two want to come with me and my friends on my private jet to my private island?" Frida and Jess look at each other and go, yeah, bet, let's go. Now they're on this plane with a bunch of people they just met at that party. And they get to the island and the island is beautiful. This is paradise. Food is homegrown there. They got a staff working on the island 24/7. But first things first, everybody has to drop their phones in this bag that Stacy is holding. Slater tells them, "Hey, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do," but everybody else is putting their phones in this bag, so Frida and Jess put their phones in the bag as well. Now, the phones are the only thing they got because they didn't pack anything. Nobody brought a toothbrush, a change of underwear, nothing. They just hopped on the plane. Oh, but don't you worry because each person on that island gets their own suite, and in these suites, clothing's provided. Better yet, an outfit's laid out for them every day. Whatever you need, it's there and taken care of. Soaps, perfumes, lotions. So we see Frida getting settled, and she runs into one of the maids. And the maid's looking at her, smiling, going, "Red rabbit, red rabbit." And Frida has no idea what this means, so she hurries up, gets dressed, and joins everybody by the pool. Now, life on Slater King's private island is everything you would want it to be. They're eating the best foods, they're laughing, they're dancing, running around, they're messing around with party drugs, they got bottles on top of bottles, they're going all out every day, day and night. Meanwhile, Frida and Slater, they're getting closer, they're taking long walks together, they're talking about life. And overall, the girls are getting along, but this one girl, Sarah, really ain't feeling how much attention Slater's giving to Frida. It's giving hater. Every night they're getting turned, but Jess is starting to not feel it anymore, and one night while they're partying, Jess gets bitten by a snake, and this snake is venomous. And there's no urgent care on this island, and Slater tells her, "Hey, yes, it's venomous, but you'll be fine." Now, this snake bite ain't sitting well with Jess, and at this point, she's ready to go home. She feels like something's not right with the island, so she pulls Frida to the side. Now, Jess keeps it real with Frida. She goes, "Listen, girl, I have a strange feeling about this island. Something's off, and not only that, what day of the week is it? How long have we been here? I think it's time for us to go home." Now, Jess is talking, but Frida ain't hearing her out. Frida doesn't want to leave. She goes, "Girl, I feel seen. I'm not invisible. People like me here. This is paradise. Like, let's stay. This is perfect." And Jess understands, and she doesn't want to ruin this moment for her friend, so they hug it out and go to bed. So it's the next morning, everybody's at breakfast, and the boys decide to go on a fishing trip while the girls stay behind. Now, something's not sitting right with Frida, and so when the boys leave, she starts wandering around the island. And as she's wandering, she comes across this room filled with red gift bags. And in those gift bags are the perfumes the girls have been wearing. Now, she doesn't know what this means, but then she sees the maid, the red rabbit maid, and the maid has something in her hand. She kind of implies that she wants Frida to drink it, so Frida does. She takes a shot of it. Well, then Frida finds out she just drank snake venom. Now she's freaked out. She runs outside while the maid is yelling at her, "Red rabbit, red rabbit." She rejoins the girls. They're laying out in the sun, and then it hits Frida that she hasn't seen Jess today. She asks the girls, "Hey, have y'all seen Jess?" And they all look at her crazy going, "Who's Jess?" Oh, now it's instant panic. Where is Jess and how come nobody remembers but Frida? Frida needs answers. She's in full investigation mode. But all of a sudden, Frida starts experiencing these flashbacks of very disturbing memories from events that she doesn't remember. It's like all of a sudden, Frida's memories are coming back to her, and that's when we start learning the truth about the island. Every night, the women on the island are being sexually abused by the men in horrific ways, and the men are getting away with it because they're erasing the women's memories. They think they're having fun. They have been tricked into believing believing they're having fun, but every night they're being hunted and tied up. There is a plant that grows on that island that causes memory loss, and they took that plant and put it in their perfumes and the food. However, snake venom reverses its effects, so if you drink snake venom or get bitten, you start to remember things. Nobody knows who Frida is talking about, but then Sarah finds Jess's lighter that says Jess, and that's when Sarah goes to Frida. Sarah goes, "Girl, I've been suspicious of this island because I think I'm having fun, but deep down I'm not having fun." Frida tells Sarah everything she knows about the perfume and the snake venom, and now it all makes sense, and now these two are ready to get their revenge. They realize they should have never went to this island with these random men, and now they're in danger, and now they need to come up with the plan before the men come back from their fishing trip. First things first, Frida and Sarah need to get all the women, including Stacy, to drink this snake venom. They want all the ladies to know the truth so they can fight back, but the thing about snake venom is it takes a minute for it to kick in, so they're taking shots of it. Now the boys come back from their fishing trip, and Frida and Sarah are freaking out because 1, none of the girls' memories have kicked in. 2, they stopped wearing their perfume and eating the meat and Slater has caught on. And 3, they don't want it to be night again because they don't want to be assaulted again. Frida and Sarah are trying to play cool. They're trying to act like they're still having a good time. And then boom, we hear screaming. And then we realize that the other 2 girls, Heather and Camilla, their memories have came back and they're ready to fight back. Camilla takes out Tom. Heather goes in on Vic. And these 2 do some damage, but eventually they get taken out by Slater and his security guard. Now, while all that's happening, Frida finds Stacy, and Stacy is mad at Frida for making her remember things because Stacy goes, "Listen here, doll face, forgetting is a gift." And Frida's like, "Oh, hell, you gotta go." So she takes out Stacy. After that, Frida links back up with Sarah, and they decide it's time to take out Slater. So they head to his suite, but their plan goes wrong, and now Frida's tied up in Slater's suite. So now it's just Frida and Slater. And Slater goes, "Hey, Frida, you really outdid yourself this time. I can't believe you don't remember this place." You see, Frida has been there before. That's how she got that scar on her face. She fell last time she was there. The maid remembers her from last time because of her nail art. Last time she was there, Frida had red rabbits on her nails. Slater goes, "Forgetting is a gift." And Frida, "You're awesome at forgetting things." He goes, "Forgetting is real. Apologizing is not." He goes, "I can say I'm sorry, but I don't mean it. But here you go. I'm sorry." Slater had a whole operation going. He invited men to come on the island so the men can do whatever they wanted to the women without the women remembering. And then as a parting gift, he would gift them the perfume in the red bags. Now, Slater has Frida all tied up, but Slater's not going to take out Frida because he goes, "You're literally my best friend. But as for your friend Sarah, oh yeah, I'm going to go get her. She got to go." He grabs Sarah, he brings her inside, he takes a hit of his vape pen, and he's about to take her out, but then all of a sudden he stops. And that's when we learn that Frida got loose and swapped it out Slater's vape juice with the perfume. So in that moment, Slater forgets everything, and he's freaking out because his island's on fire, and his friends, they're gone. Slater falls and hits his head, which is really inconvenient because everything's on fire, but it's okay. Frida and Sarah drag him out outside to safety. The movie ends and we see that Frida has gotten her revenge. She is now Mrs. Frida King and the new CEO of the company. And right by her side is Slater, and Slater's puffing on his vape pen. And in that vape pen is vape juice containing that plant that makes you forget things. The end. Slater took out Jess because she was about to start remembering things because she got bit.